Magandang araw po mga ka-TryPH Media. Ito po ulit ang inyong lingkod na si Rome. Nagsasabi sa inyo na isang magandang araw. We are still in extended quarantine. Siyempre pa ang mga cases ng COVID-19 dito sa Pilipinas tumataas pa rin. It's over 6,000 now. Pero magandang balita po, marami nang gumagaling. Over 500 have already recovered. It has exceeded the number of deaths. Kaya napakaganda po nung balita na yan para sa atin. Siyempre pa, hindi naman tayo nagpo-focus lamang doon sa mga ganyang klaseng balita. We want to enjoy the time with our families while we're in quarantine. Kaya naman, nandito po kami. Siyempre pa, hindi mawawala yung aking partner, our resident tourism expert. Walang iba kundi si Professor Ralph. Prof, eto na naman tayo. Nakakatuwa naman at masaya pa rin nagsasama-sama ang mga pamilya sa loob ng tahanan habang nag-i-enjoy sa ating palabas, Prof.
Yes, partner. Magandang araw sa iyo. Magandang araw po sa lahat ng mga nanonood at patuloy na sumusuporta sa TryPH Media. Ginaya ko na rin ang ginawa mo, partner. Nagpagupit na rin, nag-YouTube na rin kami. Pabawas na rin ako sa buhok ko, partner. At pagkatapos, marami na kaming na-try na mga kakaiba. Ewan ko, nasubukan mo na ba yung Zoom dinner sa mga kaibigan natin? Oo. Kagabi, partner, kung mayroon kaming ginawang Zoom dinner, may bonfire pa nga kami. So, kanya-kanyang bonfire lang. Yung iba, kandila. Yung iba, television lang. Yung iba, laser. At kung ano-ano pa. So, nasa sa atin lang po kung paano natin gamitin ang panahon natin para to do meaningful activities habang nasa quarantine tayo, partner.
Nako, nakakatuwa naman yan, partner. Yung mga ganyang innovative na paraan paano mag-enjoy tayo. Zoom dinner, no? Pwedeng i-try ng mga ka-TryPH natin yan. At
napaka-practical, partner eh. Alam mo, naman. Anong ginawa ko? Ako lang yung nag-invite. Kanya-kanyang luto lang, kanya-kanyang ihaw lang, kanya-kanyang handa. Tapos nung kakain na kami, di kanya-kanyang kain lang kung anong niluto namin. Ang saya na-enjoy ng mga kaibigan namin. Yung pamilya ko, nag-enjoy ko kami talaga.
Wow.
So, i-try nyo rin po. Zoom dinner, Zoom bonfire, at kung ano-ano.
We will try. Yan nga. Kaya nga tayo TryPH Media. We will try. Handang-handa tayong subukan lahat yan. Alam mo, partner, nakakatuwa, ang dami na nakikinig sa atin dahil doon sa mga Try-ambassadors natin na hindi lamang dito sa atin kasi Facebook yung alam mo pagka Facebook far-reaching kasi yan, partner, no? Saan ba tayong lugar nakarating itong nakaraang mga episodes natin?
Partner, nakakatuwa lang. Alam mo naman, nakakailang ulit na tayo sa Try-ambassador natin sa Batangas, si Caleo. Lakas ng hatak ni Caleo. Tsaka syempre, partner sa Ilocos, sa Laguna, Metro Manila, Cavite area. Nakarating na tayo ng Visayas, partner. If si Sir Ray Coy, yung nakatent sa loob ng kanyang kwarto. Grabe. At we look forward na ipasyal na tayo sa iba't ibang lugar sa Cebu. At meron pang mga naka-standby, partner, na Try-ambassador natin sa ibang lugar ng Visayas. At syempre pa, nakarating na rin tayo sa Mindanao.
Yes.
Abangan natin yung mga bagong mga Try-ambassador natin sa Mindanao. Nakakatuwa. Hindi pa huhuli. Kaya nga, marami nang nagtatanong, partner, may nagba-Viber sa akin, nagbe-messenger sa akin. Ang tanong nila, ito bang Try-ambassador nyo ay hanggang Pilipinas lang o ano ba talaga ang plano nyo rito? Hanggang saan ba makakarating itong Try-ambassador program ng TryPH Media?
Ayun na nga ang tanong, hanggang saan ba talaga makakarating? Alam mo, partner, hindi lamang sa Pilipinas ang ating Try-ambassadors.
Ganun ba?
Oo naman. Today, para patunayan sa iyan, today, ang ating Try-ambassador na kakapanayamin ay dyan lamang sa tabi-tabi. Maikling,
malapit lang.
Maikling biyahe lang. Oo. Nasa London lang naman.
Ganun ba?
London.
May Try-ambassador tayo sa London?
Oh, yes. Kaya naman, gusto nating kapanayamin siya just to find out kung ano yung condition dun sa London, lalo na yung ating mga kababayan na nandun.
Yari na naman ng duguan na naman tayo dito, partner. Alam mo naman, kapag Inglesan sa ating dalawa, ikaw ang birador dyan. Hindi kita matutulungan dyan, partner.
Kahit na gano'n, partner, nagpa-order na ako ng sandamakmak na tissue. Okay, so we will call on our Troy ambassador for today, Sir Ralph, no? Walang iba kundi si Mr. Richard Garnet. Richard, how are you?
Hello. I'm okay. Mabuti. Salamat.
Oh, very good. Nice to see you there, healthy and well. Of course, we'd like to know more about your exact location. Richard, where are you exactly?
The exact location is actually a town called Ashford. It's in Kent. It's 80 kilometres from London. It's near Folkestone, which is the gateway to Europe by train and by car. So it's a good location.
Wow, okay. Well, thank you for letting us know. Ako, partner, no, medyo talaga mapapalaban tayo.
Wala na, ito na. Dumudugo na ang ilong ko, partner. Hindi ko kakayanin nito. Ituloy mo na nga lang. Pampihira.
So, Richard, we want to know, how is the weather like now there in London where you're at right now?
Well, I'm looking outside. The weather is sunny. We're looking at, I think, 16 degrees with no clouds. So, again, that's very nice. Very nice weather.
Thank you for that. It sounds like it's a nice weather. Of course, we are all aware that we are in the middle of a pandemic, which is affecting the world over. So we would like to know if you can share with us the condition of London where you're at. Is it under enhanced quarantine like what we have here now in the Philippines, or are you in some sort of modified controls that are being implemented there in London?
I don't think it's quite as strict as the Philippines. We are under a lockdown. We have a situation where we are designated as to whether we're key workers. So, any key workers who work for the health service, if they work in power stations, if they work in certain shops, certain factories, they're key workers, so they travel to work. Other workers are really told or encouraged to work at home. We are allowed to obviously go shopping for food. We can exercise. We're allowed to go out once a day. So really unnecessary travel is prohibited. So if you want to do some exercise, go for a run, go for a jog or a cycle, we can go out once a day. But we're told not to travel by car to the beach or to the mountains for that sort of thing. So the other thing that's interesting is we do not use masks, or we're not told to wear masks. It is purely voluntary. So some people wear them, most people don't. We'll wait and see what happens. So schools are closed apart from children whose parents are key workers. So some children go to school, but very few, and they have to obviously be strictly separated. So there's social distancing at school. So really, I think the lockdown is more of a partial lockdown. It's not quite the same as the Philippines.
Okay, well, it sounds similar, but yeah, a little bit different in some ways. Now, I was told that you are a frontliner as well. Could you tell us a little bit about what you do as a frontliner?
Yeah, sure. Funny, my role has changed. I was a backliner. No, I was a frontliner. I worked with hearing and balance before, so I help people with their hearing. But that service has been altered. It's now a skeleton service. So I was moved to a different service. That service is called relative support. It's a very important role because basically we're involved with working with families whose family members have died, many from COVID-19. So the role basically involves liaising with doctors. We get the doctors to come to us. Of course, they have to remove all their PPE. They have to get thoroughly cleaned. So they come to us. We get them to do all the paperwork, death certificates, certificates for crematorium. There's other paperwork they have to fill in. Then once we have that paperwork, we can then process the paperwork. We have to fill in various sections on the computer. We have to liaise with coroners, with registrars, with the relatives, with funeral directors. We have to obviously speak to relatives as well who are very distressed. We have to give them the loved one's possessions. Again, that's very important, but it can be emotionally challenging. So it's a very important role, and unfortunately, more and more people are dying. I've heard recently of even Filipinos that have died on the front line. So it is upsetting, but we're doing our best to cope.
Yes, and so we are very thankful for your efforts, your sacrifices in helping out with this entire scenario of the pandemic. I'm sure many people who are like you are also working very hard to help the families out there. It's the same here in the Philippines. A lot of the Filipinos, the frontliners are there. And yeah, sadly, some of them have been affected by this one way or another. But we are looking forward to a more positive time when all of this will be fully under control, or somehow with a modified quarantine, we would be under control and live life a little better than we are experiencing it now. So I noticed a while ago you were talking in Tagalog a little bit. I can hear a little Tagalog in you. Have you visited the Philippines before? If you have, how many times have you visited?
I think I've been about seven times.
Wow. And what are some of the places that you've visited in the Philippines or tried?
I've been to places like Boracay, Puerto Galera, Siargao.
Wow.
Done some surfing and seen the crocodiles and the mangroves. Baguio, Vegan, Locust North, obviously Isabela, Cebu. So a few places.
Well, I certainly would not call that a few, but yeah, you've been around the Philippines. You've tried going to these places. Is there any activity that you remember you've tried that was particularly interesting?
I think snorkeling. I find I've never tried scuba diving because I have a problem with one of my ears, so I cannot go down deep. But I really enjoyed snorkeling. That was with Professor Ralph, actually. Professor Ralph helped me there. So saw some very nice locations. Some of the beaches on Boracay were amazing. I think Vegan was a lovely historic town. So yes, I think really probably in my mind that it's the snorkeling. I think that's really stuck out in my mind.
I think that's a wonderful experience as well. Many of our listeners now will probably want to try that. They probably haven't tried that before. So if all of this comes to an end, the quarantine comes to an end and we are able to travel again through different countries, hopefully sooner than later, when and where would you like to visit? If ever you'll have a chance to visit the Philippines again, where would you like to visit and what would you like to do?
That's a good question. There's some places I'd love to go to. I still haven't been to El Nido. So that is one place I really want to go to. I was supposed to go to Coron, actually, with Prof. Ralph. We never got to go. So that is a place I'd like to go to, Coron. I've always wanted to go to Pinatubo. There's been reasons why I haven't been able to go. So that's one on my list. Another one I think that some people haven't heard of is Palanan. So not Palawan, but Palanan on the northeast coast. That really looks exciting. I fancy the idea of trekking through the forest and getting to Palanan and seeing its beautiful coastline. The other place that looks interesting are the islands in the north of the Philippines. I was just seeing where they were. I think that is, where are they? I think that's Batanes.
Batanes, yeah.
Batanes in the
Nice
north.
place to visit.
That looks very nice. Yeah.
Well, we are all looking forward to having you visit us soon. If all of this will be under control, the enhanced community quarantine in the Philippines, as well as the condition all over the world. We feel bad about those people who are affected, the families that are affected. But then again, we look forward to a wonderful hope of seeing everybody in their normal life enjoying the things they want to try out, especially visiting the Philippines and coming to visit these wonderful places you just mentioned. So thank you once again, our Try Ambassador here in London, Mr. Richard Garnet.
Well, thank you, Rome, and Professor Ralph, and to all the supporters and viewers of TryPH Media. This is Richard Garnet, the Try Ambassador here in Ashford, England, saying you will never know unless you try. Thank you.
Thank you again, Richard Garnet, Try Ambassador for London. Thank you for that report.